I knew something was wrong the moment my boss, Claire Donovan, grabbed my wrist with trembling fingers. We were standing in the crowded lobby of the downtown hotel where our conference had just wrapped up. Her eyes, usually sharp, steady, and always 2 steps ahead of any crisis, were wide with a kind of fear I had never seen before. "Evan," she whispered, barely breathing the words. "Kiss me, please. My ex-husband is watching." I froze. Of all the things I had expected her to say, that was nowhere on the list, not even on the last page. My heartbeat stumbled. Wait, what? Why me? Her grip tightened. "Because you're the only one here I trust right now." That did it. Something inside me clicked, protective, instinctive, immediate. I nodded slowly. "Okay. But, will one kiss be enough?" A flicker of surprise crossed her face, then relief. Real relief. She exhaled and let out a shaky laugh that made my chest tighten in ways I wasn't ready to admit. "No," she whispered. "But it's a start." Before I could fully process what that meant, she stepped closer, her hand sliding up my arm as if we'd rehearsed this. We hadn't. Not even close. I'd worked for her for 2 years, admired her leadership, her strength, her kindness, but nothing in our professional world had prepared me for this moment. Still. I followed her lead. As she leaned in, I saw him, the ex-husband, standing near the bar, jaw clenched, eyes narrowed, watching her like he owned the air she breathed. Something protective surged through me. So I kissed her. Not dramatic. Not showy. Just gentle, steady, respectful. A kiss meant to say, "You're safe." But then I felt her exhale against me, the tension leaving her shoulders, and suddenly the kiss wasn't just for show. It was for her. For the woman who carried too much and asked for too little. When we finally broke apart, Claire didn't move away immediately. She let her forehead rest lightly against mine, just for a second, her breath trembling as though she was saying a silent thank you. Then she stepped back, her face returning to its composed, professional calm. Except her eyes. Those were different, softer, vulnerable. "Come with me," she said quietly. And without hesitation, I did. We slipped outside into the cool evening air. The street was alive with the hum of traffic, the glow of streetlights painting everything in gold. Claire rubbed her hands together, not from the cold, but from something deeper. "I'm sorry," she said. "I shouldn't have put you in that position." I shook my head. "You didn't put me anywhere. You asked for help. That's different." That made her look up. And right there on the sidewalk, she finally told me the truth. Her ex-husband wasn't just a chapter she closed. He was a storm she survived. The controlling behavior. The emotional manipulation. The constant belittling disguised as jokes. The possessiveness. The way he made her feel small, even after the divorce. "He showed up tonight out of nowhere," she said quietly. "He always does this, tries to rattle me, remind me I can't escape him." "You can," I said. "And you already have." She let out a slow breath. "You know the worst part," she continued. "He doesn't like seeing me succeed. Or happy. Or even, free." Her voice cracked on that last word. I didn't speak. I just stood there, waiting, letting her take her time, letting her feel heard instead of hurried. Finally, she looked at me again. When I saw him watching, I panicked. I needed him to believe he no longer had control over me. So I picked the person who's always been kind to me. I blinked, surprised. "Kind? Claire, I work for you. You're the one who's helped me, guided me, trusted me." She shook her head gently. "You never treated me like a title. Or a paycheck. You treated me like a human being. You listen. You understand. That's rare." For a moment, neither of us spoke. Cars passed. People walked by. But the world felt quieter around us. Then she said something I'll never forget. When you kissed me, I didn't feel scared anymore. My chest tightened. Good. Because you never have to feel that way around me. Her eyes softened. I know. We started walking, nowhere specific, just moving. She told me more. About the years she spent rebuilding her confidence. About how hard it was to trust again. About how lonely healing can feel, even when you look strong to everyone else. I listened. Not because she was my boss. Because she was someone who had carried too much weight alone. At one point she stopped beside a quiet fountain and turned to me with a small smile. Thank you, Evan. You showed up for me tonight. You didn't question. You didn't judge. You just stood with me. I'll always stand with you, I said before I realized how honest that sounded. She blinked slowly. You mean that? Yes. The air between us shifted, warmer, realer, deeper. Then her smile changed. It wasn't the polite one she used for clients or the professional one she saved for meetings. It was something gentler, something vulnerable. I never expected someone to care like that, she whispered. Not again. I wasn't sure what to say, so I just stepped closer, slowly, carefully, giving her every chance to step back. She didn't. Instead, she looked up at me and said, about earlier, that kiss. I swallowed. Was it too much? No, she said softly, her eyes lowering. It was the first moment I felt safe with someone in a long time. That hit me harder than anything so far. She wasn't asking for romance. She wasn't asking for attention. She was asking for support. For gentleness. For humanity. So I offered her my hand. Not my lips. Not my promises. Just my hand. She looked at it for a moment, then threaded her fingers through mine, tight, like she needed the connection to stay grounded. We walked without rushing. Without pretending. Without labels. Just two people, choosing kindness in a world that often forgets it. Back near the hotel, she stopped again. Evan, can I say something strange? I smiled. We're way past strange. She laughed, a soft, real laugh. Then her expression grew thoughtful. When you asked me if one kiss would be enough, I didn't answer honestly. I raised a brow. No? She shook her head, eyes warm. Because I don't think one kiss was ever about him. I think it was about realizing I'm allowed to feel cared for again. A quiet moment passed. Then she stepped closer, gently, without rushing, and whispered. Would you kiss me again? Not because he's watching. Not because I'm afraid. But because I want to feel something good. Something real. I didn't move fast. I didn't pull her in. I just lifted a hand to her cheek, giving her all the time in the world to change her mind. She didn't. So I kissed her again, slower, warmer, free of fear. A kiss that said, "You're stronger than your past. You're allowed to heal. You're allowed to be happy." When we parted, her eyes glistened, not with sadness, but with something like hope. "Thank you," she whispered. "For what?" I asked. "For reminding me I deserve more than fear." As we walked back toward the busy street, she squeezed my hand. "What happens now?" she asked. I smiled. "Whatever makes you feel safe. Whatever helps you heal. I'm not going anywhere." Her shoulders relaxed. "Good," she said softly. "Because tonight, you didn't just help me escape my past. You helped me believe in my future." And that's how it started. Not with a dramatic confession. Not with a perfect moment.